Hey everyone, welcome to the reading for today. We're going to see what's going on in the energy. What do you guys need to know? I think it's going towards a crime hour, but we're just going to see what the message is, okay, what wants to come out. It's a general reading, okay? Some parts may resonate, others may not. It could be past, present, or future. You're going to know best how this resonates, all right? Now, before I get into the reading, there is a download that hit me this morning while I was driving, okay? So this could have to do with the reading where I was talking about this alter ego. I think it was my last crime hour as well, okay? So I was thinking about that reading and how it was like a King of Swords in reverse coming out, a King of Cups in reverse, and something about an alter ego. But like I said, this message doesn't have to relate to that, but it could be a separate message for some of you, or it could be connected somehow, all right? But I was thinking about how this King of Swords in reverse was coming out as someone that is very intelligent, but very flat and emotionless. And all of a sudden, it hit me that what if it's like ChatGPT? What if somebody here is using ChatGPT and that's why it's coming off as someone that's extremely intelligent, like artificial intelligence, right? And this was so crazy. And then what hit me was Gemini. And right when I thought Gemini to myself, all of the streetlights, because here they like turn off at a specific time in the morning when there's enough sunlight, right? The streetlights turned off right when I thought Gemini, because Gemini is artificial intelligence, right? But I'd never made that connection before, that maybe it's not a sign, like a star, like a zodiac sign. Maybe for someone here, the King of Swords in reverse, maybe they're not even a real person, but they're the ChatGPT version of a person. Okay, Gemini. Like, isn't that from Google? I think Google's AI is called Gemini. I don't remember. I don't know. But so that is the download for today. Now, I have no idea how this is going to tie in, okay? But I felt like sharing that. Yeah, because of something like something about the emotions, or somebody coming off as being very flat, or because obviously artificial intelligence can't feel things, right? So I don't know if someone here like that you're dealing with, they've used some sort of ChatGPT or AI to write documents up or write letters up or something like that. I don't know, guys, but that's the download I have for today. So let's see what this is. What is the message right now? What do you guys need to know about? What is the message today? We have the Eight of Wands and Judgment, something being sent, or quick action, or the download. The Eight of Wands, a download. Oh. And it's like, on this card, it's like some sort of a being, right? Like a galactic being looking thing blowing a trumpet. Or it's like the download that is like something like whispered down from the heavens, right? I don't know, that's what I'm getting though. It doesn't have to be that, but Judgment. The High Priestess! Yo! The Three of Swords. Hold on. Yo, and you're never gonna guess who came out last. The Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, all right? The Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. Eight of Wands, Judgment, the High Priestess. I feel like that's just a confirmation to my download, if I'm being honest. Straight into the crown chakra here. Eight of Wands. And this has to do with the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, all right? So let's see what this is. Okay, you want these cards. Fine. What's the Eight of Wands then? So maybe this Queen of Pentacles in the reverse is using ChatGPT or AI, or they are a King of Swords in reverse, and that's just how they're coming across, like emotionless but very intelligent. It's because it's Gemini. All right. It doesn't have to be Gemini, but I feel like maybe for someone here, that's the only card that I have in my entire deck that has anything to do with AI. So I made a card that today, AI or ChatGPT, is a new card I'm going to add to my deck, all right? Let's see, Eight of Wands. The Hierophant. Something that was sent to the Hierophant. The Two of Wands, about a plan, or this has to do with a choice that someone made to send something to a Hierophant. And with some sort of a gift or some sort of evidence or some sort of an object. Okay, why is Judgment here? The Ten of Cups in reverse, a broken family, a toxic family dynamic here. The Magician. This is how somebody created this. This is how they did their spell work or their magic. This is how they were working their spell work, like spelling. The messages. Oh my God. Page of Wands. This is how they created these messages or these letters or this communication or these emails. Is with ChatGPT? No way. With AI. Man, I'm telling you, AI is so dangerous. I don't really like it, okay? I don't use ChatGPT. I've never used it before. I think it's only practical when you're on Google and you're searching for something and it'll give you like the summary so you don't have to read 10 different pages, right? But it really freaks me out. I gotta be honest. It really freaks me out a little bit. What's the High Priestess? The Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, okay. The Five of Swords in reverse. I feel like, I gotta be honest, I feel like this is just my confirmation that I just hit something here, okay? Like this is important for someone to know. Because I don't know, I mean, I can see in the media what AI is capable of doing. I mean, with all the deep fakes and the voice alterations and, you know, the videos that you see on YouTube, like, that's what makes it so scary, I feel, is that you don't really even know what's real anymore. The King of Wands. Did you just hear that? Did you just hear that wood over there? Yeah. So this is a King of Wands that is a High Priestess, all right, also. So I feel like I might have just tapped into something that the King of Wands already knew, or they already figured out. Which is kind of reminding me of my last reading where I was saying that I guess I'm late to the party, right? So I think I just got the download that someone else already got. All right. Or already had. Queen of Pentacles reverse. The Three of Wands. This has to do with what a Queen of Pentacles in reverse was planning. Trying to get away with something. All right, and Death, trying to get away with something and ending something completely. Death. Wow, so so this Queen of Pentacles in reverse is using a lot of AI or ChatGPT here for their plan to get away with something. So, I mean, I guess it's kind of practical though that you can see the thing with the AI though, what I've seen is that you can then take their AI and you can plug it back into AI and you can ask the AI, is this AI, right? So I don't know if that's what happened here. So it's like, magic computer, is this from you? Did you create this? And the magic computer, yes, I created this, right? Okay, I don't know, something like that. What's the Eight of Wands? The Page of Cups, messages, communication, something that was sent here. Photographs, screenshot, letters, like actual physical letters, like documents, or photographs. This Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, they sent the Hierophant. I feel like documents or letters like printed out, created with AI. And maybe that's what this Ace of Pentacles is here. What's that? A self-absorbed narcissist. Okay, so this person thinks they're really smart because they're using artificial intelligence. But the thing about artificial, look, the thing why I don't trust AI, right? Because this is what I've seen, is that it's not always correct. Like I've seen people that use it, like let's say somebody is studying for school or they're going to college and they use AI only to find out that it's wrong or it's giving you the wrong answer or it's giving you the wrong, like especially when it comes to math, okay? They try to figure out formulas and it always comes back wrong. And so I don't, all of the information is not correct. And I've heard that from a couple people, like, you know, somebody that they like, if they're somebody that presents speeches for a living, okay, like there's someone on stage and they give speeches or they're like a moderator or something, right? If they use AI and they ask for examples, they have to research whatever AI just told them because they've also found mistakes in the intelligence, right? So I feel like that's not a secret that happens. So there's a narcissist here. I guess they thought that this was a good solution to something, all right? Tell me about that. This was what they were working with, how they were working on something, how they spent all their time, effort, energy here, okay? Justice. They went towards the Justice Hierophant. So this is somebody that went towards law or law enforcement or the court system. Oh man, adjudication in reverse. Harsh judgment. Now they're under harsh judgment. Why is that here? Because of a marriage and someone in poverty. They tried to have someone, or maybe they tried to have you put under judgment, okay? As something to do with a marriage and being in poverty or being left out in the cold, or why is that here? Marriage. Oh my God, I can't believe this. Look, Page of Swords in reverse and the Eight of Pentacles. This was their whole plan, to manipulate something, to manipulate documents, text, communication, maybe even a voice, some sort of information. This is how they worked on it. Or maybe this is the tool that they used to work on this or create this. This is how they thought they could master this situation. The Nine of Pentacles, when it comes to money, all right, a lot of money, career, independence. It's all about money. Four of Pentacles and the Hermit. Holding on to something, keeping something under their control with I feel like the Hermit is like a fake identity. It's like them pretending to be someone else here. Yeah, lying, cheating, stealing, trying to get away with something. Tell me about the Hermit. This has to do with kisses, giving and receiving affection, love, and a separation. Thinking about you, unsure of the future. So they even used ChatGPT to text messages, write messages, or what? Thinking about you, wanting to give someone affection. All right. It's kind of giving me like this person thinking that using ChatGPT or AI will make sure that the communication, whatever it is, doesn't sound like them. It sounds like a robot magic computer, right? Huh, okay. Well, tell me more about the Hermit, please. The official person, working together with an official person, or this has to do with an official person that was working on something, maybe investigating something, looking into something, or a lawyer, the courthouse, justice, and the Hierophant. I mean, that could be any kind of a government or legal institution, law enforcement. So now they're under judgment. Okay, now judgment is being called here. Why is judgment here? A wealthy man. Now a wealthy man is under judgment and they're in despair. A wealthy man is in despair. Why? Because of Temperance Angel. Temperance Angel, Judgment, and the High Priestess. And the Magician. Yeah. They're being exposed by God. This is like Archangel Metatron, Archangel Gabriel blowing the horn on them. Blowing their cover, right? Oh, they're so exposed now. Look at that. Two of Swords in reverse. There's no illusion. They can't, there's no confusion here. This is not a good cover-up. Or they couldn't confuse people with this. And they're heartbroken. Oh, there's someone that's heartbroken about this. They're in despair that they're exposed. Their messages are seen for what they are. And this has to do with a fight breaking out at a home. Oh no, don't tell me this is also AI generated. No way. Did they AI generate this? Okay. A fight breaking out at a home? Or and this has to do with some sort of messages. What is that? The devil. What is this? 5 of Wands, 4 of Wands. They cannot charm and use people anymore. They can't snake people anymore. They can't charm people anymore with this. Or their charm isn't working. Their magician, their magic isn't working. Their spells aren't working, right? The manipulation isn't working anymore. Love. Because of love. Because of love. Because of oneness, passion, self-love. Heartbroken. Deeply hurt, sad, separation. No, it's because of the emotions, right? Because there's something off with the emotions. And see, that's how I was getting that download that came in, right? Is like, there's something off with the way that love is expressed or heartbreak is expressed. Grief, right? Sadness, love, like that's something that a computer cannot actually express because it's not coming from a genuine place of emotion. It's coming from artificial intelligence, if that's what this is. So it's almost like the words, if these are like text messages or letters or documents or whatever, the words, they don't feel authentic. They don't feel like that's what somebody would say if they were really going through that. It's not something that someone would say about love or how they feel, right? Something could just feel very emotionless and flat, and that's why I feel like that's coming out, okay? It's like reading something and already asking yourself, like, did a person really write this? Like, did someone that's human really write this? Or somebody that's going through this really write this, right? Okay, the messages, yeah. A gift, something that was given to someone. 17 on the card. Confirmation. Did you hear that? Yeah, you're speaking today, Spirit. It's about the 17. It's the illusion that one person is behind it. That's why I think I keep seeing the number 17. It's the illusion that there's only one person behind it, and it's not the person that is handing this over or turning this in. That's the fake ChatGPT version of someone that's not real. The person that's actually behind it is the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. And I got that in the other reading where I was confused at the end, like, who was it? I mean, the whole reading, it was coming out pretty obviously that it was the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse that went towards the Emperor or the King of Wands or whoever this is, right? But that's not the form that they were presenting themselves as. Again, it's like the alter ego or something like that, right? They didn't come in this form. They came in a different form, but the energy is from them. So the King of Swords energy is like the form that they presented themselves as, that is like the embodiment of the artificial intelligence. That's what I'm getting here. Okay. So tell me about the High Priestess. There was no death. There was no ending, no coffin. Okay. So the High Priestess here, who's showing up as the King of Wands, mature man, they knew this. They saw through this manipulation. They couldn't be manipulated here because they're a high priestess. And again, the Wheel of Fortune is just giving me, I feel like it's tying in a lot of my other readings, right? Because the High Priestess and the Wheel of Fortune, again, is giving me that energy of this force field around someone that's very in tune, like very attuned to small things. Like they catch things that other people don't catch because it's an energetic thing. It's like you're not reading the words, you're reading the energy through the words. You're like reading between the lines, and that's where the truth is. And even spelling, like even writing or texting is a form of, you're spelling something out, but you're putting an intention into it. You're putting an energy into everything that you're writing, everything you're saying. So when you're handing it over to someone that is a high priestess with this, or a high priest with this, with a strong electromagnetic field, because that's how it feels, right? It's like you're going to pick up on not just the words, but the energy that the words hold. But something about this, something that was picked up is like, it's more about the fact that there was no energy. Like it felt, I feel like, flat or emotionless or energyless. It's because it's coming from a source that isn't able to produce that energy into writing, right? That's what I'm getting. Okay, anything else about that? Somebody was not chasing after someone. Somebody... You didn't chase after someone? Or the King of Wands didn't chase after someone? Stabbed in the back. That somebody was going to get stabbed in the back, or there was going to be a shocking attack. That somebody was going to get stabbed in the back. There was going to be a shocking attack. Tell me about that. Yeah, it was a plan. There was a future plan here that somebody had when it comes to feeling rejected or feeling bitter, spiteful, jealous, resentful, okay? And it was not communicated, or that was not the message, or somebody didn't send this message, or somebody didn't receive this message, or somebody did not write this. And it got blocked. That's why it got blocked. A future plan got blocked because somebody didn't write this. Somebody didn't communicate this. The High Priestess in reverse. Not listening to intuition. What do you mean not listening to intuition? About something that was written down, or something on a phone, or something tangible, some sort of a seed that was planted, some sort of an investment. Messages. It has to do with messages. Yeah, something was a bad strategy, or something wasn't planned out very well. Something wasn't a good strategy. It wasn't practical. It wasn't a practical decision. It was blocked. Somebody couldn't move forward. Who is this about? Who's the High Priestess in reverse? Something was blocked. A King of Swords in reverse. A King of Swords in the reverse. Something got blocked, or something backfired because of this King of Swords in reverse. But I don't feel like this is an actual person. I feel like it's an embodiment of something, all right? So that got blocked because of the emotions. Where's the emotions in this, okay? Or something about a Queen of Cups. A King of Cups in the reverse. There's something about it feeling flat, or something about an alter ego. The alter ego of the King of Cups in reverse is the King of Swords in reverse. It's their alter ego, but the smart one. Even if it's artificial, all right? It's still more intelligent than they had. So, right? The Lovers. Gemini. Their alter ego is ChatGPT. That's crazy. Okay. And that's why it had nothing to do with intuition. Because there's no energy there that can be felt or picked up on. It's like there's no energy. There's no there's no human signature on it. Like, everybody has their own way of speaking, right? Everybody has their own way of expressing words and communicating things. So something about this was like there was something here that just couldn't be felt. It couldn't be picked up, right? Because it didn't come from a human. It came from a Gemini, right? Okay. So tell me about this Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. The Four of Swords and the Ace of Wands. This was their way of taking action with and staying silent, okay? staying reserved in a way or to themselves. The Queen of Wands, a Queen of Wands taking action while they sit back and relax. Yeah, something about being jealous of an offer, being jealous of a proposal or some sort of affectionate, somebody coming towards someone with affection, love, and romance. And somebody being jealous, obsessive over this. Eight of Cups, because of somebody walking away, leaving someone behind. The Ten, a betrayal, a painful betrayal and a breakup. This is how they created this whole story. Wow. Yeah, this was all fake. None of it happened, okay? A breakup and a painful betrayal. This was all lies, gossip, made up, not real, false information, okay? Somebody walking away, being jealous of somebody wanting to make someone a proposal, an offer. Nine of Wands, somebody needing protection, somebody needing to protect an empress or wanting to defend an empress or wanting to defend someone, protect someone, an empress. The Four of Cups in reverse. But there was no hard feelings. There was no grudge. There was no resentment. It was just a strategy. It was just a strategy, yeah. It was just a strategy with an alter ego, okay? This is the Two of Pentacles. Now I know what it is. It's their alter ego, or their. Wait a minute. I've never done this personally, so I can't really explain the ins and outs of it. I've only seen someone else show me this. And again, I'm going back to the person that they create speeches for a living, basically, right? So they had ChatGPT and they were kind of showing me like what they can do with it, right? And why it's so cool for their work. And that, you know, they have different kinds of jobs that they do. So sometimes they have to do a very serious job where they have to speak of things like the environment and save the planet and stuff. And then sometimes they have more upbeat, fun jobs where they have to speak on different things, whatever, right? So they were showing me that they have like separate ChatGPT configurations, let's just call it that, where they can like almost like train that individual robot thing to have this kind of a personality. And they would keep separate little configuration robots, I guess, where then the one configured magic computer wouldn't get confused with this one. So it's like they would use it for their different speeches, right? So it's like, okay, so I need a serious one, and this is the serious one that, you know, speaks very professionally and blah, 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 right? And then they had the other one that would be more funny and upbeat and like wedding speech kind of a thing, right? So is it something like that? Where someone has one ChatGPT account where they've programmed multiple magic computers and configured them to have different personalities. And they've tried to feed this magic computer with what they know about the person to make the ChatGPT magic computer spit out answers that would seem like their personality type. So you got to assume if this is the person creating fake text messages, there's got to be like like whole threads of conversations that are just like a computer talking to itself, right? And it's all of this about a betrayal and a breakup, right? A horrible, it's like this is somebody that had like an imagination and they just let their imagination run wild, right? So they're sitting in front of their ChatGPT magic robot configurations and they're just letting their imagination run crazy wild, I guess. That is some weird shit, okay? That is hilarious. So, okay, no, I think I'm gonna leave it at that, okay? And because I think I got the gist of this one, and we'll see then what else. It's Gemini. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles on this side, right? But look at it. It's Gemini. That's it. That's the whole reading. It's ChatGPT. Look, the Two of Pentacles in reverse and Seven of Swords. They can't switch something around now with their alter egos. Why not? They can't switch something around here. They can't balance something out now because... Why not? Because everything is ChatGPT or what? The Three of Swords, heartbreak, pain, betrayal, the Tower in reverse, and strength. They thought they could avoid a catastrophe. They thought this was their strength. They thought this was their power move. This is how they would control the situation. They thought they could control the situation with this. They would overcome this. They could avoid a catastrophe. The Ace of Pentacles and the Hierophant in reverse. This Ace of Pentacles again, man. Whatever this is, I don't know if this is evidence or paperwork or a gift, some sort of an investment, some sort of tangible object. But the Hierophant in reverse, something that they gave to someone. What's that? A message of concern. No, somebody wanted them to give this over, hand this over. Oh, a message of concern. No, they got a message of concern from the justice system, from law enforcement. Because their alias, right. So the justice system, you know what this is giving me? Unexpected income. Yeah. It's like, can you please give us this thing, right? We need this thing, this object. They didn't want to hand it over because it was all based on ChatGPT or AI. So it's kind of like they go to law enforcement, they try to pretend to be someone else and create some sort of a mess here with documents or letters or whatever, text messages. And the law enforcement justice system says, okay, you're saying this, this, and that, but it's all on paper. We need the object. We need the phone. We need the computer. We need the technical device that this is on. Okay? And this was a message of concern for them. A big message of concern because it's not, first of all, it's the person behind the alias is not their real form, right? It's just an AI embodiment of someone. So they couldn't hand something over. They couldn't hand over, I'm assuming this is a device, right? Because everything before that was on paper. Where's paperwork? Photograph. Everything before that was just photographs, screenshots, or a device, paperwork is what I'm getting. So nothing digital, right? So it almost looks like they wanted something digital here, law enforcement, and this was a message of concern. No, we can't hand over the digital thing because it's all from ChatGPT, right? Well, okay. All right, I think I'm going to leave this one here because I feel like that's all I was supposed to get to in this reading, and then we'll see if there's more next reading. All right, so thanks for watching, guys. Hope this helps, and I'll see you next time. Bye.